Hey guys, me TESStudio back again, and today I got something pretty cool. I know I have a lot of things that are cool for my car, but I got a 2026 Tesla Model Y, the Juniper edition, the brand new one out there, and my friends from TESStudio, well, they sent me something pretty cool. Take a look at it. This rear view camera from TESSstudios here is pretty cool. I mean, this thing has 1080p, it has night vision, it does automatic recording. If there's any problems, it will, it displays the time on there. You can play it back on your phone through an app. You download the app. I'll have the QR code in my video later on, so you can go and download that app once you get this camera. This is the S92 version. This thing is 9.2 inches wide. Like I said, records in 1080. The front camera is 108 degrees wide. The rear camera is 90 degrees wide. Now, I've decided I'm going to use the front camera facing inside. Okay, so that way it's recording the people inside my car. If I'm an Uber driver or something like that, I'm going to want some recording in here. And it records sound as well, which is pretty cool. So anyways, I got that facing inside. However, when you're viewing it, the footage is upside down because you're flipping the camera back around. But when you're watching on your phone, just hold your phone back upside down or something. Or use your video editing software and reverse the camera or flip the footage over the correct way. So that's not going to bother me at all. But this thing is pretty cool. I mean, it has the G-force hitting. If you're getting in an accident, it'll make sure it saves your recordings. It'll do all kinds of different things. Hey, stick around with me because I'm going to go through the complete install. I'm going to install this thing from the very beginning, everything you need to do all the way to the back, routing the cables, where I'm doing them. It is so hard for me to find any kind of instructions out there to show on a 2026 Juniper out there. That's why I'm doing this video right here for you, so then that way you can watch this and you can install this thing. I did it by myself. Yeah, it took me about 2 hours to do it. Try not to do it in direct sunlight because you're going to get hot, but this thing will work good, okay? I give it a thumbs up on this. So anyways, hey, like I said, if this is something you're interested in, click the link down below in the description. It'll take you straight there. Use my affiliate link, use my discount code, save some money. Enjoy. Let's get started and get started in this installation. All right, bye. All right, guys, let's get started in this install. So, came in the box, already opened it up. Has all this on here: auto light sensor, full touch screen, crash detect record, blah blah blah, see-through rain and fog. I think that's pretty cool. Full HD 1080 recording, wide angle view, front and rear video, and low light level night vision. All right, so that's what this is here. Once again, this is the S92 rear view camera. This is from TESStudio. If you're interested in this, the link is down below, and let's go ahead and get started on the install. Okay, so let's see what we got here. It's going to be the wiring harness here for it, where we're going to plug this in to the right wheel well inside the car over there and get it power and everything, and then this will go up to the rear view camera. Okay, that's what that is. This long cable right here will be the camera that will go from the front camera all the way to the back camera back here. This here is the actual camera rear view mirror itself right here. I believe yeah, there's a power button on and off right here at the top. You do have an SD card in the bottom here. I believe you can put up to 128 gigabyte card, so I'll be doing that. Not too sure what these buttons or what these symbols are here, but there is a button back here, kind of. Not too sure about that. Maybe I'll play with that later. But there's the rest of the mirror itself. Here's going to be the mount for it right here. This inside this bag right here, it's the heavier camera. This one here will be for the back. It's got the two little slots right there, so we could possibly screw it. I know some people just rely on the 3M tape here. Not sure, I might end up screwing it in, but it's going to go in underneath the part here, underneath where the spoiler is and everything. It'll go right there. This is the front camera right here. It's pretty light, so when it sticks in the window there, it shouldn't come off really, because it is pretty light right here. As in tools, I got my fish tape. It did not come with any tools and it did not come with any instructions, okay? So unfortunately, you have to do everything on your own. Use this video right here. All right, so anyways, got a fish string here because we're gonna be fishing some wires. I got some different T-bits here, right here. I got a kit that's got some T-bits in it right there if I need them. I got a pry bar. I got my black electrical for doing the fishing. Some other pry things here, a screwdriver and a number 10 socket. So, all right, well, let's get started. Okay, so one of the first things I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to take this cover off right here. And that's pretty easy, just pry in there. It's gonna come down. It does have this cable right here, which you can disconnect if you want. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn my mirror and disconnect. Look at that. Twist it to the driver's side and then it popped right out. There we go. What you gotta do is you just gotta pry these two little prongs down right here to get it out. Next thing I'm gonna do is push in this little lever right here, disconnect the mirror, use something to help my fingers. There we go. All right. And then this is like kind of a zip tie thing. I'm gonna make it easy on me. There we go. Got the mirror down. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I need to remove this torque tip screw out right here and save this bracket. We're gonna take this bracket and move it over to the one that came in the kit. Yeah, this one's already got a screw and a washer right there. I'm gonna put this one back in this mirror in case I ever wanna put it back on. I'm gonna come over here, switch out to a Phillips screwdriver. Take this out. Does have that washer on there right there. Now this thing, if you look right there, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a little prong sticking up right there. It's going to go inside that extra hole right there. So that way you know you're putting this on correct. Put the screw back down in there. Moving on to the next step. Next step is we're going to install this onto this mirror. So what you need to do is when you put this on there, you want to make sure that you have the SD card slot is going to be in the top and that this is angled a little bit more up. You could put it upside down, but it's going to be more at a straight view and you don't want that. You want to keep it just about like that right there. And then put this long screw. It's an Allen, which I'm going to have to go get my Allen wrench. This is the one tool that they gave you. Okay, make sure it's tight. All right, got that done. All right, before I mount the camera, I need to partially take this thing off right here. Use a little bit of a pry tool. Put my finger in there. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's all I'm going to do. I don't need to take it all the way out of there. Just enough so I can route my wires to it. There we go. Okay. All right. Got it installed. That was pretty hard. Make sure that when you put it up there, you get it really as level as possible. Look where the prongs are. Make sure they're on the flat spots on the mount. And you push up and then you just start to turn and then it'll click right in place. Next thing I'm going to do is I need to route my wires up into my headboard here. Right here. Okay, now that I got my wires kind of routed through right here, got all three of them hanging out. Well, you can't see it too well. There you go. I got all three of them hanging out. I did see that where some people went ahead and mounted their camera right now, but I'm going to wait until I plug it in and I get power, and then I can make sure I like the placement of where I'm going to put the camera before I put it on there. So that's what I'm going to do there. I could go ahead and plug it in though. Goes into the yellow one just like that, and now I got it plugged in. and I got the camera just hanging down right there. So moving on. So the next thing I need to do here is I'm going to take this rubber seal off. I'm going to take this panel off. I'm going to take this panel out so then we can plug in the wire harness. So if you look right here, you got this little piece you got to take off right here. You just pry it out like that. Take out that clip, and then you can remove this. I'll start off in the back. Pry it up, bring it straight out. Now that I got everything removed, it's time to plug in this wiring harness right here. And I've already got something else already plugged in, but right here, you see here, let me lift it up. Right there is where you would plug in this piece right here. You'd plug this piece in down there, but because I already have something plugged in there, they still give me an opening. So I'm going to plug this one in right there. They do say to turn the power off here, so I'm going to turn the power off on the car. Now, by plugging that in there, they do give you another one there. So it's just every time you add something in here, they give you another one to build, so you still have room to plug something else in. Okay, while I'm here, still need to plug this in. I'm just going to take this piece off right here. Like that. Plug this in. Right there. And plug this one in here. There we go. Alright. This right here, little fuse, in case anything happens, it'll blow first. So always check this if all of a sudden it doesn't work. Check, make sure your fuse is working. I'm going to push this cable down in here a little bit, like that. Move on to the next step. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and take this power cable right here from the harness, and I'm going to route it up along here, come up into here, all the way down through here. Alright, so what I did is I removed this a little bit so I can get some free play out of this. What I'm going to do, actually, leave it all just like that, fish this cable up around this. I can shove the excess up in there. There we go. See my camera lighting up. So the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to remove back here. I'm going to work on installing my rear camera, and then we're going to route the cable all the way up to the front and put everything back, and then we should be close to being done. So the first thing I'm going to do here, take off all these panels. So the first thing I'm going to do is pry off a little bit. Get that one going. There we go. There we go. Take it off, put it somewhere so you don't damage it. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I gotta remove this little clip, which is just like that one I did in the front wheel well there. I need to take that one off, and I need to take that one off right there, and even make a tool for it. There we go. See, all these little clips are is you just pull that out right there, and when you go to put it back in, you push it in, and then you push this and it locks. That's all you got to do. All right, so we're going to save that. Makes it a lot easier when you use the right tools. By the way, you can get a kit like this. It has all these different type of pry tools and everything with the plastic stuff, everything off Amazon. Check it out. Highly recommend it if you're going to do any DIY stuff on your car. All right. Get that removed right there. Next step. This next step, I'm going to slightly start pulling down. There is one cable that's plugged in. when I get it down, I'm going to do my best to try to get it unplugged. Got me a little pry tool or something like this right here in case I need it to help unplug the cable. There we go. It's got that little prong you push down right there and you pull it straight out. Put this back over here. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do, got this little black box here. Don't know exactly what it is, but it's kind of a rubber box, kind of mounted in here in this metal bracket. Anyways, we got to remove it right here. 2 10mm bolts. Just clips in. See those 2 little clips right there? Just kind of clips right in like that, hangs there, and then bolts down. I really don't know what this is. I think it just feels heavy, so it might be like a weight. Probably a weight on helping the door close is probably what it is. Probably need a little bit more weight back there, and they just kind of put this thing in there. Might be about 7 pounds or something like that. All right, moving on. Okay, so the next thing underneath here, because that's where that box was right there, we're going to have to remove these bolts here, and that's what holds on the metal piece that your spoiler sits on. Okay, you got one there, and you got one here. Might only be 2, I'm not positive, but we're going to go ahead and get those removed. Washer still attached to it, just spins. That's all. Okay, the next thing I got on this same spoiler piece right here, where it comes down, you got these 2 Torx tip screws right here. We need to take it off. I got a T20, and it's not going to fit. Well, it fits this one. Looks like I need probably a T25. Let me see if I can find one. I got a T20 in the front right here, T25 right here. All right, guys, told you I make mistakes sometimes. There's on the spoiler 3 bolts. Probably been a lot easier to take it off. Here you go. Straight up through that hole is my 3rd bolt. You had one there, there, and there. I thought there was only 2, so I'm going to take that off and I bet it'll come right off. So much easier when you take everything off correctly. Alright. Set it to the side. Now that I got the spoiler off, what I'm going to do is this is the button right where your camera is. This is your rear view camera right here built into the car. And then you got your hand button here underneath to release the, right here. It's got 2 small bolts. To be honest with you, I just grabbed one of these and don't even know what size it is. It's going to be small, but we're going to remove it. All right, so it took me a little bit of time to figure out how I was going to route my camera, which is going to mount right here, okay? But then the cable has got to come up through, and I seen another video and they're talking about, oh, you take this whole thing out, but when you do, it doesn't give you any more location to put the cable through without really pinching it. So I don't want to pinch the cable from the camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of this corner right here. I want to send the cable through, because this thing here goes right back in there like that. And that's your button for opening and closing the door. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of a file, and I'm going to file this down enough to where it's the thickness of the cable and the cable can fit right in there. That's how I'm going to do that. Okay, so all I did is I just took a little square flat file here, and I filed it down enough right there in that corner, as you can see. Get the camera to focus better. There we go. Anyways, put it right there, and then that way when the cable is in there, it's not going to you know, get pinched as much. So let me try putting in this piece back in there, see how it does, and then I'm going to mount the camera up underneath. Okay, so one thing I want to do is it does come with the 3M tape, okay, but it does have the little slots there for you to put a screw, and they give us a bag that has 2 Phillips screws here, okay. So what we're going to do is I want to take this mount off the camera, put the mount on there where with the 3M tape, and then put 2 little screws through the plastic. It's not going to hurt anything. It's just going to help it stay on a little bit better. I'm not going to have to worry about falling off and bouncing around and getting damaged. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'll show you when I'm done. All right, so I already put the took the 3M tape off, and I got the mount on right here. Now I'm going to take these little screws. All right, got it installed. Fish the cable up through here. Okay, the next thing I gotta do is route this wire through this. Take this tape off and fish it through there the best I can to get it through the other side. Continue wrapping it. All right, what I'm going to attempt to do, and they have a lot of black goo in there, so I'm utilizing my own fishing line here. And let's see what we can do. Whew, got it. Some nastiness. I will tell you one thing that I learned. This stuff here, some black sticky stuff, it's very hard to clean your hands off when you get it on there, so I do recommend using some gloves, like I'm going to put on now to finish fishing it through. Should have done this in the beginning, but whatever. Got all that back in there. Not that good. Next thing, finish routing it up through there and put all this back together. I got this wire ran down through here, just hanging there. I'm going to go ahead and connect it to our extension cable here for our camera that's going to go all the way to the front. And I'm going to tape it up really good. That way it's not going to come apart. Oh yeah, and if you want, you can go ahead, since you got it connected here, just run the cable out there and plug it in and make sure it works. And that's what I did. So I do know that the rear camera is working. Everything seems to be working good. I didn't check on the adjustment or anything. I just made sure I got a signal going through, because you don't want to go through and route all this and find out something doesn't work. So anyways, all right, got that there. So now I'm going to take it, fish it down through here. And when I get down to here, I want to pull this out and fish it through here to go through the headliner. That's my goal. Next thing, take this thing out. Good. I was hoping I wasn't going to have all that black goo. All right. Got it through. Now I get to fish it through again. Now this time, when I put this on, I'm going to try to leave it on. I'm going to try to take this plastic thing off. Take that off. It's going to be a little bit easier to fish it through with a small thing than that. And I'll put that back on later. Okay, to fish it through correctly, which I started to do incorrectly, bring all this back here where it was. Take it back through here first. Then I'm going to fish it through here. Leave a little bit up in there. Put this guy back on. Get that back on. And now, before I put this in, I'm going to fish it through to the door side. I'll take this seal out. Like that. Then I'm going to try to fish a line right through here. Look at that. Came right through. There's no way if you didn't have a fishing line, this would work. Now I'm just going to put that seal back on in the back. Put that grommet back on in the back. Now I'm going to take this and continue it. Run it right up in the headliner here. I'm going to go ahead and put this seal back in a little bit so it don't fall out on me. Go ahead and put that rubber door seal back on. All right, now I'm just going to take it, slide it right up in here. Got a lot of leftover, I tell you. It's all right. I want to get it over the top of the airbag here. So I'm going to fish it through like this. Somewhere about right here, actually. Okay, now that I got it routed through, I want to put my connector back on. If I was putting it on the right way. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, just goes on there like that. Boom. Take the plastic locking mechanism piece. Got that back on there. Then connect it. Like that. Check my camera. And booting up. And it's on. Okay, rear camera's working. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tape this up right here so it doesn't come apart. Route this all back up in there. Still need to connect my camera. And put it there, I can see the plastic. Okay, before I mount it, I want to clean it real good right there. Get some alcohol, clean it off, and put that on there. Take the 3M tape off. There's where I want it. Piece back on. Front camera, both cameras, back camera. All right, let me finish putting everything up and then we'll come back and play with it. All right, next thing I gotta do now, I got a whole lot of extra wire here. So hopefully I can find a place up in here. There we go. All right, put a little bit of my seal back in. Stop it right there. Put my one panel back in, a little bit like this. Make sure all my wires are in. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the spoiler back on and put these 3 bolts in. You wanna make sure that the rubber seal here is on top of it, which mine is not right there, so I just need to get me a little screwdriver. There we go. You don't want to get any rain up underneath there. Next, I want to put my little screws back in it. Make sure I pull down tight. Smaller screw goes in the back. Nice and tight. Bigger one in the back. Okay, nice and tight. Do the other side real quick. Check my rubber seal just to make sure it didn't come off. Next thing, put those 3 bolts on, or the nuts. Tight, but not too tight. Spoiler is on. Okay, so the next thing to do is we got to put this on after the spoiler. Remember? Just hooks on there like that. Take these bolts. And it's on there. Next thing, put the back piece on. Next, we just gotta put in these two little plastic connectors right here. I think it's installed. Now I get to go play with it.